What's good, beautiful people? I'm the Black Thumb, and this is my man's
Ayati.
And welcome to New to the Game podcast, the podcast for the casual NBA fan.
Now, the casual NBA fan is a person that's more interested in the culture, the drama, the music, the story. What are we talking about today?
Okay.
I know I fucked that intro up, but it's all good.
It's fine. So today, we've been talking a lot offline about the show overall, and just so you all know, this is the finale. This is our season 1 finale, and we chose the finale to do an experiment. So we are going to kind of change the format of the show a little bit, to try to create a little bit of structure for us, but also give us some wiggle room to play around with some of the tangents that we like to go on from time to time as we're discussing basketball and things around the NBA. So essentially what we're going to be doing, we're going to be breaking the show up into 4 12-minute quarters. Each quarter will have its own topic, where we will share our thoughts, opinions, reactions, reviews to said topic. And then we will have the next quarter, and we'll do 4 quarters of that. So we'll have 48 minutes of content. Now, here is the kind of a layer within the format. Each of us have 3 timeouts, just like head coaches in NBA games have timeouts. And each timeout is worth 1 minute. And that 1 minute is your soapbox minute where you can essentially talk. You can come back to a topic. You can start a new topic altogether. And then we come back into what we were actually talking about within that quarter. So we each have 3 of those that we can use throughout our show/game.
And they're not like mandatory. So like I don't have to do a timeout. Like if I just happen to not call a timeout, don't think I like fucked up or something. I just didn't want to transition or I didn't want to go back to nothing. But it's there. We hoping that this structure is more enjoyable for you guys. Like giving the show more of a structured format so you can know what to expect. Like, oh, this is where they do this, and you know, kind of go on this ride with us. But if you don't like that shit, let us know. Like, hey man, fuck all that. Go back to what y'all was doing. So, but we believe that it's gonna help. You know, that's the piece.
Okay. So with that being said, we have 4 topics slated.
Oh wait, before we jump in, there's some random shit.
Oh yes,
right here in this table. So we have
to acknowledge
this. I think this looked like maybe a 1-inch copper pipe. This is a plumber pipe. I'm an electrician, so if I can't describe this shit properly, it's okay because that's not my trade. But one of the homies at work let me have this, and we decided to call this the wild shit stick. So currently, I hold the wild shit stick.
Yes.
And I said some wild shit last episode about Drake. We're gonna see how black his ass is, and that's what gave me the wild shit stick. Whenever we feel somebody say some wild shit, we can pass the baton. Like, you know what, Terry, you said some wild shit right now. This is now belonging to you. And we're going to be passing this back and forth. And that's also a dynamic that we're trying to introduce with our quarters and our, with our timeouts, and then also with who's holding lead. And we hope you guys can keep track of points or how many times this get passed. Like, damn, they said like 4, 5 different wild things. This shit got passed 6 times during the episode. So that's what we hoping happens. So now we can move into the structure and start the timer.
We got our first show prop.
So you won't be wondering what the fuck is this random ass pipe sitting in the middle there.
All right. So our first topic for today is we're going to be talking and kind of recapping the newest NBA champion, the Boston Celtics. Obviously, they beat the Mavs 4-1 in early June. Go ahead and start the timer, or start the game, so to speak.
The game has started. You got 12 minutes on the clock, brother.
So what are your thoughts on Boston's championship run? I do have to give you your flowers because in our picks, you did pick them to go to the finals. You had them losing to Denver, but you did say earlier in the season that they were the best team in the league and that they deserve to win the championship. So what are your overall thoughts and feelings about their championship? How do you feel about their playoff run?
All right, so there's 2 pieces to it. I'm going to go with just the overall championship. And my words on the championship is going to be nothing. That shit was trash. That's why I don't really want to say nothing.
It was just, so say what you need to say. Get it off your chest.
I don't have nothing to say. This shit was weak. I didn't watch a game. I wasn't excited about the shit.
You didn't even watch.
Nah, that shit was trash, man. After they was down 3 and shit, I was like, man, I don't even want to watch this shit. Like, They disappointed me so terribly because I was like, okay, Mavericks, okay, all right, West Coast. And they just terribly dropped the ball. It just felt like it was boring. I wasn't going to watch people go to practice. Like, I feel like, so fuck, I'm not watching practice games. Ain't going to be no real battle. These people are about to win this shit. And then for me, I feel like, yeah, it was definitely, it was rigged at this point.
So you still think the league is rigged?
The league is rigged. Yeah.
So are you putting an asterisk by this Boston championship? Is that what I'm hearing? Like to me, it feels like what I'm hearing is you're saying that it's fake, that it was predestined and preordained.
I'm from the camp that anybody from the West, if they get out, gonna demolish anybody from the East. And for the Mavericks to do what they did, wasn't they like number 7 or some shit?
No, they were the 5th seed.
Whatever, they wasn't expected to go this damn far.
That's fair.
To get past motherfucking the Wolves, they got and then just for Denver to lose, just fuck this whole shit up to me.
Well, yeah, because you were of the mindset that nobody was beating Denver in the 7-game series. I think we both said that earlier this season.
Yeah.
And that ended up obviously being.
Ant-Man made me feel like, okay, the West got some shit out here. Like if the way he played against us, like okay, cool. And then he just somehow now he gassed out against the Mavs. I was like, bruh, you just beat the defending champions and you can't beat the Mavs? I get it. It's Kyrie, but it's only Kyrie and Luka.
I mean, and also, here's the thing, bruh. Like,
so that's why I think it was all, they didn't want them to win no championship. That's why he's like, get this shit to the Celtics. This shit gonna sell more tickets and more jerseys down the line. Nobody give a fuck about no Mavs if they win this shit. Y'all gotta lose. Y'all have to lose. Y'all gotta lose now. Y'all did y'all little cute thing, but now y'all gotta lose. And the powers that be made them sit their ass down.
That's what you truly believe.
And Jayson Tatum on them dumbass lines he been saying this shit.
Yeah, Jayson Tatum, we did it.
Like he already had got the memo. Like, bro, this is y'all championship. Y'all got this. So
what they gonna say now?
He couldn't hide it. He was so happy. Like, bro, they hate you this shit. Y'all didn't work hard for this shit. Like, man, fuck it. That's how I feel. Fuck it.
All right, so
fuck the whole thing.
So here's my take. I don't think it was rigged. Okay, I don't think the league is preordained. I think do the league have preferences of who they would like to see in the finals? Hell yeah. If they had their preference of who they would like to see in the finals, they'd have the Lakers playing the Lakers every year because everybody would watch, right? You know what I'm saying? The NFL would have the Dallas Cowboys versus the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl every year because those are the most popular teams in the league regardless of what's happening. And we'll get to that in a second. But, bro, like, Boston, they were obviously by the numbers the best team in the league all season long. So to your point, I do have to give you your flowers on that. Like, you were like, this is not a statistical anomaly. Yeah. They've been this the entirety of the season. Now, with that being said, they were the best team. They did not have the best player in that series, obviously. Luka was the best player in that series. And I mean, like, he went off and he was doing it on like half a leg, you know, like he was completely banged up, even though he didn't really allude to much of it. But for me, like, I think Boston, they were going to beat everybody eventually. They just got some breaks along the way where literally the main player of every team that they played got hurt along the way and missed at least a game, if not the entirety of the series. So there will be naysayers in that regard, but I'm definitely not putting an asterisk by their championship. They obviously, you play who's in front of you. That is the game. Health is a part of it. That is the league. But I don't see them repeating next year. I think the league is too deep. I think there are too many teams that got better. And yes, Boston is a great team, and they're running it back primarily. They picked up a really nice wing/guard. I think he's a wing out of Creighton, who's a really good shooter and a really tough, kind of like very much so fits their culture, fits their mold. Yeah. But like they're basically bringing the same team back, and you're just really hoping that Kristaps Porzingis can actually stay healthy 2 years in a row. And I just don't see it happening. Like he's already had to have a major surgery because of the injury he suffered in the finals. And so yeah, bro. Like I still have questions about Jayson Tatum. How do you feel about Jayson Tatum at this point? Now that he has a championship, I still have my questions. Like he didn't play that well.
Only part of Jayson Tatum that I care about is if his son is gonna get into the league. while he's still playing. I need him to just stay healthy, don't get fucked up, and I want Deuce to play with him on the Celtics. I would love to see that shit. Because LeBron and
that actually would be pretty cool.
There's a new stat category, and I want to see it.
You want to see it happen again.
I want to see it run. I want to see it run back again.
I mean, so
there's nothing else I care about Jayson Tatum because I don't think he's that good.
I will say this. I mean, like, Jayson Tatum does have time on his side in that regard. Deuce is like, I don't know, like 7 or 8 now. Like, he had him within his first year or
10
two.
10 years? What's 10 years?
Within his first year or two of being in the league. So, he has another child on the way. Congrats to Jayson Tatum and Ella Mai.
Shit.
Yeah, I know, right?
He got my girl pregnant.
I knew you was going to have a feeling. I knew you was going to have a feeling about that, bro. That's exactly why I brought it up. There was also some... Okay, I'm going to call a quick timeout. I need a minute. Can you stop the clock for just 1 minute?
Pause. Boom. 1 minute.
Give me 1 second. So, I need...
Go ahead, your minute started.
Okay, so while we're on the topic of baby mamas,
okay,
Ant-Man is having a time. So like his girlfriend, current girlfriend, they just had a baby like during the playoff run or right before, and then out of nowhere, another Zion situation, right? another young lady pops up and is like, hey. Yeah. And then she leaked a picture, and it's gonna be hard to deny that baby, bro. Like
it could be AI though, man.
It could be. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But I just wanted to throw that in there as a like, oh, okay, feather in our cap to keep an eye out for Anthony Edwards' drama this summer and how it impacts him moving forward going into next season.
Hey, I think them having the Mauser feed is inspiration. He's gonna have to ball. Oh, he can't. Let me go ahead and give me a timeout then, so I can keep talking. This minute is up already, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and do me a timeout so I can keep talking about this topic. But,
quick rebuttal.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, these are NBA stars. They go city to city. Their faces everywhere. They're top of the food chain. They come to making finances. You know, America's a place where money matters and shit. And then they're big and shit. They athletic. The pussy getting thrown at him. I can't get mad at him for like falling for the trap. He young and shit. Like, fuck. Like, you got motherfuckers throwing at you all fucking day. He ain't Barack Obama. I'm not surprised at this shit. Everybody like, oh my God. I'm like, okay, this is the only one?
I think that there's a rumor that there could be a third potentially.
Man,
I don't know. I have not substantiated said rumor.
Nothing about his demeanor and how he get down made me feel like he was
that this is a shock. I understand.
I'd have been shocked if it was like Steph Curry or something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe LeBron James. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker got babies on the side and shit. But I come from that kind of family, so I'm not surprised in this shit. I'm not, shit. Everybody loves children, real children. It's my mind. Hey, just make sure them siblings know each other. That's how I feel. And my minute's up.
There it is. All right. Cool.
Back to the topic.
So, congrats again to Jayson Tatum and Ella Mai on your new addition or pending new addition. But seeing Jayson Tatum,
she'll make some good music from that shit.
I'm sure she will.
I think she talking about his ass. I can't stand you leaving and all that. She be mad. I'm like, damn, Jayson, why you doing her like that?
You should start our other timer back.
I did.
Look at it. Where we at? Where we at with the time?
We got a little bit. We got like 4 minutes.
4.5 minutes. All right, cool.
We're still in a good.
For all those who are listening.
Yeah, unless you feel like you said. I feel like you said some wild shit.
What did I just? Oh, really? Are you passing the baton?
Well, nah, I'm gonna leave it.
Okay.
We're gonna leave it. I feel like you did, but
I mean, I was just stating. I was just reporting news, bro. I'm just out here reporting the news. That's all. That's all we do. We just report the news and give an opinion.
All right.
So I think to your point, Jayson Tatum and Deuce, they have a chance. They have a chance to play together at some point. Jayson Tatum has been very durable so far. Yeah. Thus far in his career. Obviously, Deuce is very much so like looking up to dad and wanting. I think he plays basketball and is very, pretty good so far. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would care about as far as that player. I think Jaylen's the one I've been like I'm really excited about. I feel like he stepped up.
Oh, Jaylen Brown balled out. To me, okay, so
he stepped up.
So
he's part of the major reason probably why they got a championship.
I'm of the
mindset laser like I'm gonna get this shit.
Yeah, no, 100%. He is the unquestioned leader in the locker room, number one. and he plays like it. Like, and this is what we were talking about earlier this season, where I was like, there's so many questions about Jayson Tatum, and it's not really about his skill set. It's more so around the intangibles of the game, like the things that you can't, that it's really hard to see, but when you see it, you're like, oh, that there it is, right? Mm-hmm. And I think Jaylen Brown has a lot of that. Like, he's unafraid of the moment, even though he may take some bad shots, but he's shooting that mug like it's going in. Jayson Tatum, in a lot of those situations recently, it hasn't been the same. And, like, if you look at his clutch time shooting percentage, it's one of the worst in league history, in playoff history. So what it's telling you is that he low-key nutting up when the games matter the most. And so I still have a lot of questions about Jayson Tatum, and I don't know that those questions will ever be answered, but I'm very much so glad that he got a championship. I'm glad that he got that monkey off of his back, so to speak. But there are still questions about him and for me, who is the best player on that team after this finals run, after this playoff run. I don't know if Jayson Tatum is still the answer for the Boston Celtics.
I think Jaylen Brown has like a quiet confidence. Like, I don't think he cares if people says, "Hey, you the best guy on the team."
I agree with that.
He's just like, for him, it's like punching in the clock. Like, I'm gonna do my job and I'm gonna do it really, really well.
Yeah.
And once I found how smart he was from Cal Berkeley and shit, that just made me fall more in love with him too. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker's a geek. I love this shit. Yeah, boy, you out here reading and shit. You doing talks? I'm like, all day.
Yes,
all day.
I think him and Steph Curry are like the two people in the league that I wouldn't be surprised if they became politicians in their post career.
Yeah. So they probably not gonna give him the baton like, hey, you the man on the squad, but I think he don't care. It's not gonna make him pull back his game, or he ain't gonna have like a vendetta like, well, I'm not gonna ball then. No, he's gonna just like, I'm gonna still do my thing. I'm gonna handle business, and we're gonna keep doing what we gotta do. Will they trade Tatum because of that though, to give him somebody that can support him on the low?
I mean, well, this is so.
If Tatum don't step up.
So next season they're bringing, and we're under a minute here. We're under a minute.
Let's stop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So for our listeners, we're under a minute. So under the wire here. So I mean, next season they are largely bringing back their team. Yeah. But they just paid Jayson Tatum $315 million over the next 5 years, which he earned. He did. They're currently paying Jaylen Brown $307 million, which he earned as well as a max player. And with the new CBA rules, it's going to be very punitive for them to keep certain pieces of their team after next year, unless they're willing to take big financial hits. So it'll be very, very so they better fucking win that shit again next year, because this coming year might be the best opportunity for them to win another championship in the next potentially 3 to 4 years, depending on how their team shakes out.
$300 million.
Yeah, bro.
For playing basketball, for playing a fucking game.
But it's entertainment, bro. So it's advertising dollars and all those things.
Let's go ahead and move topics before I say some wild shit.
Go ahead, bro. This is your regularly scheduled.
Man, I'm about to say some wild shit about that $12 million, brother. So we're gonna transition. The next topic that we were talking about, I think
second quarter.
We're
going to talk about, so we talked a little bit, we kind of alluded to it
we did.
a little bit in the first quarter when we were talking about how the Boston Celtics won the championship, but the Lakers are low-key stealing all the headlines.
Yep. Bow.
And so quick update for those that may or may not have been paying attention to what's been going on in the league in the offseason and after Boston won their title. The Lakers they fired Darvin Ham after a first round exit, losing to Denver in 5 games.
You think you got a pink slip, or like they just like ask you to leave? Like
no, they call you in. I think they call you in the office and they just let you know like, hey, we appreciate all you've done for the organization, but we're moving in a different direction. They shake hands and that motherfucker walk out, and he cleans out his shit and. But the Lakers took a fair amount of time to name a head coach and went through lots of different gymnastics and sleight of hand to try and get people to believe that they weren't going to hire JJ Redick and that they actually were going to hire Dan Hurley, and that they were about to they were about to move heaven and earth to bring Dan Hurley, the 2-time defending national champion from UConn, to the Lakers. LeBron reached out to Dan Hurley and basically said, "Hey, looking forward to playing for you if it works out that way and if I'm still there." And the Lakers didn't sign him. And then they ended up signing JJ Redick, who we all fucking knew that's who they wanted from the very, very beginning. Now, what made it complicated was the fact that JJ Redick and LeBron James recently started a podcast together, and so there were varying opinions about how JJ Redick, with no coaching experience, got this job. If LeBron's hands were really the ones that kind of forced the Buss family and the powers that be at the Lakers to make this move, blah blah blah. And so I think for me, I think Dan Hurley was a red herring. I think that was some like, look over here, motherfucker, so I can keep dealing and doing dumb shit over here. And that's what happened. And so JJ Redick is our coach now. So that was the kind of the first big headline of the summer, which stole Boston's thunder right after they won the championship, because they literally named him coach like within a week of Boston winning their championship. Then they drafted Bronny with the 55th pick in the second round at the draft, and it feels like all hell broke loose. The memes have been unrelenting and wide-ranging. Like it's been crazy. So with all of that backdrop, how do you because you had some strong things to say earlier this season about Bronny. How do you feel about where the Lakers are from a coaching standpoint? But I really want you to start with Bronny. How are we feeling about that move?
Man, you know how happy I am that he in the league. I'm just like, fuck all y'all, man. What the fuck y'all talking about? This is not gonna get us a championship. Man, I told y'all the league is fucking fixed. This shit is like a stage show. This shit proves even more. This motherfucker LeBron got his son and his homie in one summer. Like, how you do that? Unless it's rigged.
So you're calling this WWE?
It has to be at this point. How much more do you need to see? Like, this is when you're doing a podcast, somebody that's your friend.
That's fair. You ain't lying.
Next to that motherfucker, your coach of your team, and your son within a week or two. I was like, this is amazing. And I'm not mad at it at all. If you go back and look at tapes, I've been on tape saying, I'm all for this shit.
Yeah,
I told everybody,
100%.
Fuck nepotism, do that shit. LeBron, don't listen to motherfuckers, go ahead and do it. And I'm glad he did it. He might get fucked up. He might not do shit. He might ride the bench. But he looked good in that photo. I was like, look at that shit. He had them purple shoes on his shoes, holding that ball, them braids and shit. I love that picture. I can't wait to see that. When that photographer get that angle, when they step on that motherfucking court, and it's like LeBron gonna be looking at his son, and like Bronny gonna be looking up or some shit, it's gonna be like a iconic fucking picture.
That's fair.
Like, there's so many fathers and sons watching these games and shit. Hey, let's watch the game tonight, like, or let's go to the game. To me, it's like it's priceless marketing for the Lakers.
Yeah, and Nike. Nike about to make billions off of that.
Them championships don't matter, clearly. Like, no one even watched that shit because everybody wanted to see the WNBA. So in my mind, I'm like, I was here clapping, especially because he got the homie on. Like, I'm all about helping friends and shit. He got his friend to be the coach of the Lakers. Do you understand?
Talk about a come up,
Lakers.
A come up.
He went from a podcast host to the coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, who have how many championships y'all got?
We got 17, bro.
17, and JJ Redick ain't got one.
Not near one, cause he spent some of that time with them Clippers.
I know, but he was on the squad that could have got it though.
Oh, that could have got it.
They got close, and then fucking Westbrook just shut that shit down.
No.
Westbrook was like, nope, I ain't having that by himself.
No, that was some Doc Rivers shit probably for y'all. Let's be for real. Let's call a spade what it, let's call it what it is.
But I don't know, man. It's like nepotism at its best. Like, I feel like no one has never seen no shit like this. Like, Michael Jordan should no longer be considered the GOAT. Because Michael Jordan be making some power moves. He do some wild shit. Like, he got a fucking race car and shit. Like,
well, I mean, he's transcended basketball. He's
everywhere.
every sport. Football.
But he
golf.
got two sons, and none of them motherfuckers touched the court. Not one.
They played in college.
They
I
touched
think one
the
of
players.
them.
They touch his players' wives and shit.
Okay.
That's a different type of GOAT. I'm like, damn, your son wild. Like, your son is wild. But
his son is wild for that, bruh. so wild for that.
LeBron James is legitimately a billionaire, right? And how many billionaires died this year when they tried to go see that fucking Titanic? It was like
four or five.
So there's a lot of weird shit that billionaires decide to go do. LeBron James can do a lot of shit as a billionaire. And what did he decide to do? I'm going to go play basketball with my son. That's what I want to do with my billions and my reach and my power. He could have went down there and tried to go see the Titanic. He could have been caught in this Diddy shit. Everybody mad at LeBron for getting his son a job.
That's fair.
How many people have got their son? I swear, I'm at a construction site right now. This guy's son is crazy as shit. Driving around this motherfucking excavator. I'm like, what the fuck? Carter. I'm like, dude, you are here because your daddy's here. Like, there's no way you could have got. I mean,
that's in a lot of respects. That is how our country operates and has operated. I mean, there's a reason why universities have legacies and legacy degrees and all of those things. Like,
I'm tired of us not seeing reality.
That's who we are as America.
Just see it for what it is and celebrate it.
Yeah.
When it's like not that harmful. At the end of the day, it's just basketball. At least he ain't like put him into like a position that he got the finger on a button and like can bomb like a whole bunch of people and shit. He's just gonna be able to drop. He might get a point that night. He might not. I'm just like, okay. At the end of the day, who gives a fuck? Celebrate that shit, Bronny, and then let's wait for Bryce. Woo, this shit gonna be exciting.
Yeah, Bryce gonna be.
I just like seeing this shit. To me, it's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't get him an accounting position or some shit. He got him on the team. He got him on the team, on the court.
Yeah, on the team.
While I'm still here.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm just like, come on, Jay. Only person I can see right now is Jayson Tatum.
He also what he also did was, so like typically second round picks, a lot of times you have two options, right? So you have the two-way contract, which is basically no guaranteed money, and it's a little less, but it's a way that you can kind of play back and forth between the NBA. So you're kind of betting on yourself to some degree, right? So you'll play in the G League, but then they might pull you up and play in the NBA. And if you play well, there comes a time in the season where they have to kind of finalize the roster going into the playoffs and guarantee contracts. And if you play yourself into a roster spot, then you get guaranteed money moving forward or whatever. The other route is to get a guaranteed contract or mostly guaranteed contract at the league minimum. So Klutch Sports, aka Rich Paul, was able to get Bronny a 4-year, $7.9 million deal where like I think the first year and a half is fully guaranteed. And this little footnote, but it's kind of a big note. He is a part of the 15-man roster. So because he didn't sign a two-way deal, now he's still going to spend the bulk of his time in the G League, developing, getting minutes, getting reps, so this is the
better
best.
Better at USC.
You're right. This is the best of both worlds because again, I was very much so on the like, yo, bro, stay your motherfucking ass in school and catch that NIL money. And get better, and then come out and be a lottery pick and really be making bread. You know what I'm saying? Which makes some sense, but he still would have been making that NIL money in the league, even if he was on a two-way contract. So it's still a come up, right? Exactly. Either way. So I am of the mindset. I think this Bronny discussion is a spectrum, and I think I was a little further on the like stay your ass in school spectrum earlier this year. But then
stay your asses in school.
Stay your asses in school. Because if you ain't good enough to make it to the league, stay your motherfucking ass in school.
Just in general, though. Whatever it is you're doing, stay your ass in school.
I don't know, bro.
Oh, damn, no.
I don't know.
Wait. We need a timeout?
Yeah. No, I don't want to take a timeout for this. But we can come back to this in the offseason. Okay, like, our education system it's a goddamn mess. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that right now.
All right. I might do a timeout to come back.
Okay. So generally, I feel good about us drafting Bronny at 55. I'm not mad about that. I love who we picked up in the first round, Dalton Connect. The fact that he was projected to be a definitely top 10 pick, and he fell all the way to 17. Like that motherfucker can play. Like he can fucking play. So I'm excited about him, and he's an older player. Like I think he played 3 or 4 years in college. So I think he's going to be able to potentially help us a little bit, especially as it relates to making three-pointers, because motherfuckers be wide open with Bron and AD on the court, but we don't hit them consistently enough. So I love what we did in the draft. I hate that we can't get free agents. Like, we were supposed to get Klay Thompson, but we didn't get Klay Thompson. I mean, granted, it sounds like Klay wanted to go to Dallas. Like, he had kind of picked Dallas. But there are so many ties of Klay to the Lakers with his dad playing here, with his dad still working for the Lakers, with him wanting to be closer to the water to be able to take his boat out, with him growing up here, with him growing up being a Lakers fan, growing up being a Kobe fan. Like, it feels like we should have been able to get Klay. And if we would have got Klay, then I'd be singing a completely different tune, because he had a down year last year, but he was still more productive than any of our role players. Like, and we know that he's can be productive when it matters most in the playoffs. So overall, like, our offseason, I feel like it's been cool. I like how our draft went. I'm not mad at the JJ Redick hire at this point.
That's it.
Dang, we went through that so quick.
That shit done. No more talking about them Lakers then. I guess we gotta move. We gotta move the fuck on.
Quick timeout.
Timeout? Okay.
Call it a timeout. Let me just finish my thought quickly on JJ Redick.
Let me get you a little minute. Let me get you a minute, brother. Go ahead. Go get you a minute.
So I mean, I think that JJ Redick, for a team that obviously didn't get any of the free agents that it wanted this offseason, I think JJ Redick is probably going to help us with our scheme a little bit, making sure that I'm hoping that he's going to be running more of a motion offense where we're really doing a lot of player movement and ball movement. So that remains to be seen. I'm hoping also that, like, from an analytics standpoint, that he doesn't get too crazy with the analytics and he can kind of find the balance with that. And I think him and Bron will be able to figure it out. So that's those are my thoughts.
It's rigged. Y'all probably going to win the championship next year.
No.
Just because they want to see, like, a father-son duel be one of these new stats that never been created, and they're going to make sure all other teams lose, and somehow the Lakers just find their magic in this shit.
We are at this stage, we are lucky to get out of the first round of the playoffs next year.
Damn, that sounds terrible.
Well, and that's my second timeout.
All right, you got one left after that, brother.
Yeah, I know. Dang.
All right, so we move into the new topic.
So, in the third quarter, let's talk. You mentioned it a little bit earlier. You talked about how it feels like more people were watching WNBA games than the NBA Finals this year. And I think that the WNBA has obviously really rode the wave of Caitlin Clark transitioning from college into the WNBA and getting a level of visibility that it has deserved for quite a while. And finally, it feels like it's finally getting its due and its moment, and the ladies that have helped build that league are hopefully getting their flowers and feeling like they are, being celebrated. But it's also been a whole bunch of motherfucking drama this year, and it has been amazing. Oh my gosh, bro! Like, are you familiar with any of the things that's been going on thus far in this WNBA season?
All I've been seeing is, like, clips of whatchamacallit just getting checked a lot. Like,
when you say whatchamacallit, you mean Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark getting dropped out here.
Like, why y'all not protecting her, dude? Like, the fuck? Y'all don't like her on the team? What the fuck going on?
I know. It was weird that, like, her teammates, especially early in the season, didn't really
private jets and shit now. Y'all didn't have none of that shit before. Y'all would be glad. Like, the fuck? Hey, give her some respect on that girl, damn. She got a new shoe and shit. You better, man, y'all up here ungrateful. That's how I feel. Everybody was ungrateful. Hey, y'all need to be protecting that cash cow. Her ass get checked too hard. Y'all gonna be back on coach. Spirit, go back on spirit and shit and be like, damn, I can't ride on nothing. So, okay.
So yeah, so there was a lot of physicality early in the season, and I feel like the WNBA is a more physical league than the NBA is overall, and to me, the WNBA, it feels like the NBA in the 90s, a little bit, just from not necessarily the style of play, obviously, but just like there's a hunger, there's a desire. Like, no one's comfortable because literally there are 12 teams with like 12 roster spots. So it is the most competitive professional league, definitely in America, maybe in the world, just because of the scarcity of slots available. And the talent pool is obviously, they're pumping out basketball, good women's basketball players all over the world, just like the men. And so there is a tenacity and an intensity watching WNBA games that you don't get with NBA games. Also, they only play 40 games in a season, so there's a little bit more urgency. Every game matters a little bit more. It matters twice as much as a standard NBA game because they play twice as many games. So there's just been a lot of tension. Obviously, like the Caitlin Clark-Angel Reese rivalry has spilled over from their time at Iowa and LSU and into their time now in the WNBA. Like the last game that they played between the Fever and the Sky, that was one of the best basketball games I've watched in a really long time, bro. Like, Angel Reese is a fucking monster. Like, unbelievable. I think she had like 25 and like 16, bruh, and like 3 or 4 blocks. Like, she dominated.
But like what I saw is that she went to the Met Gala first, and then popped up at the game and fucking dominated.
Dominated, bro.
I go to party and come in like, I'm gonna show up.
Angel Reese is not even kinda, like, on some level she is an icon, but she is absolutely on like transcending sport watch. In a lot of respects. I mean, obviously Caitlin Clark is on the same trajectory and probably a little bit ahead of her, but it was just such a high level game, man. Like the shot making of Caitlin Clark, what I've been most impressed about with Caitlin Clark is just her passing, but more than anything, the drama. So let's talk about this drama.
All right. Fill me in. What is this drama?
So a lot of it is just like, again, it's just a really, really tenacious league. So a lot of the players are like in and out of the league because the roster spots are so, like, you know, there just aren't very many of them.
Yeah.
So the early drama in the season with Caitlin Clark was with Chicago Sky, so Angel Reese's team. It was with a player by the name of Kennedy Carter.
Okay.
And I think what happened was, if you watch the sequence, Caitlin Clark comes down and I think like makes a play, makes a shot, or does something, and then must have said some wild shit to Chennedy. So she definitely said something to her. No one knows what was said. Only they know what was said, and I don't think they've shared with the public what was said.
Okay.
But Caitlin Clark is known to talk some shit. Like she don't hold back. Just like that's why her and Angel Reese, they have like this like very like they're not frenemies. They're not enemies either, but they're just like respected, right? Like they respect each other so much, so they bring it every time they play each other.
Okay.
So the next time down, sequence happens. I think Chicago scores, and on the inbounds, Kennedy Carter just fucking shoulder checked, like the way Pat Bev fucking pushed CP3 when his neck snapped back. You remember that shit? Neck snapped back. And, you know, of course, CP3 always exaggerating he didn't have to in that situation. But anyway, she fucking, you know, body checked her ass, knocked her to the ground. They ended up, I don't know if they gave her a technical or not. They called it a regular foul, but then the league went back, reviewed it, and upgraded it to a flagrant foul. And that got tons of buzz. And this was around the fact where, like, folks was like, yo, why are we not protecting Caitlin Clark? What's really going on? Is there jealousy in the league? Da-da-da-da. So I think there's just been so much drama off the court, but the on-the-court play has been just as impressive and just as high level. And it's such a competitive league, bro. Like, I can't wait for the playoffs to start. And All-Star's right around the corner. So what are your early impressions about all the things that we just discussed?
Man, don't forget, I'm a casual fan.
I mean, I get
it falls in the same category as the men. I'm barely watching that shit. I ain't watched a WNBA game. I catch all the little like drama highlights here and there on social media. I feel like their league fit walkouts.
Oh, the fashion has been amazing.
Are way better than the guys. Like
100%.
The women know how to dress
100%
for their body types. Like I feel like the guys, I'm like, what the fuck you wearing? Like what the fuck, you ain't built for that shit. I'm like, you look ridiculous. Like you look ridiculous in the outfit. Yeah. All the ladies, I'm like, y'all know what's up.
Yeah, they be on. Yeah, like, they be on.
So I'm enjoying that part, but I ain't watched the game. I ain't gonna lie.
So all right, so
I don't want to see a whole bunch of just like layups and shots. I want to see somebody dunk on somebody. So ain't nobody dunking. So it's a couple of them in there dunking. So like, yeah, well.
Okay. Anyway, so with that being said, let's go with what you know. So what player has been catching your eye from a fashion standpoint? Is there anyone do you even remember their names?
Barely, but Angel Reese, like when she went to the Met Gala, because she was like one of the like like one of the highlights that was there that they said she had to go to a game
Yeah.
immediately after.
Yeah.
I was like, what? So that was dope. I think it's Sabrina's shoes I still want.
Mm-hmm.
Them release, them motherfuckers been hard.
Me too. You want the ones or the twos?
I think this the new joints.
I want the ones, bro. The twos is fire because they do resemble some of the previous one of the previous Kobe silhouettes.
Them shits is clean.
But yeah, I gotta get me a pair of them ones.
Yeah.
Bro.
So it's on fashion sense. I'm just like, damn, everybody shit looking clean. So I'm like, I'm gonna be out here wearing some basketball shoes pretty soon. So it is what it is. I don't wear basketball shoes anyway, so I'm not really tripping. So I can get away with whatever I want to wear.
Yeah, I would love to get a pair of D-Books and some Sabrinas, and I'd be good, bro.
Yeah. But as far as the gameplay, I don't know shit. I ain't going to even lie. I ain't gonna even hold you, bro. I couldn't tell you a damn thing. I'm learning so much just from your recap.
Telling you,
they only play 40 games?
They only play 40 games, bro.
Like All-Star coming up? Oh,
yeah,
what?
All-Star weekend's coming up. So that's gonna be a big deal because Sabrina. So remember last year she fucking shot the lights out of that bitch and hit like 25 out of like 27 shots. And I think she put up like a 37 or damn near 40 or some shit like that. So she's going to be back in the contest this year. And then obviously, we know Caitlin Clark's going to be performing. She's going to be shooting. She's also an all-star. Angel Reese is an all-star as rookies, which I think speaks even more to their impact on the sport. And it's like, okay, here's the other thing. So last year this time, just all-star voting alone, I think, so Asia Wilson, who is universally regarded as the best player in the league, former MVP, back-to-back defending WNBA champion with the Las Vegas Aces, she got maybe 75,000 votes, and that was leading. I think it was if not 75,000, maybe 175,000, whatever. And even if it was 175,000, the number I'm about to tell you is it's gonna be like, oh my God, what the fuck? So they went from that, right? So she led all All-Star votes with whatever that number was, 75 to let's say 175,000. I'll give us a range. I don't know to be exact. Now, Caitlin Clark had the most votes this year with 775,000 votes, bro. Damn. And then Asia Wilson had 700 and Aaliyah Boston, her teammate, had 718,000. So, overall, there are just more eyes, more engagement, more people wanting to be in it. And this is why I think the WNBA is kind of in the same spot that the NBA was in as Michael Jordan was coming into his own and getting into the peak of his powers. Yeah. Because the NBA, in the 80s, man, finals games were on tape delay, and we're under 2 minutes. I see that. For our third quarter. Okay. The finals games were on tape delay, bro. Meaning you couldn't watch them live. You had to watch them the next day or late at night to see them. So when Magic Johnson hit some of the most iconic shots in playoff history, motherfuckers didn't watch that shit live unless you was in the building. That's how that shit worked. Yeah. And so it wasn't until Jordan came in and his persona, his charisma, his confidence kind of allowed the league to usher it into a more entertainment business as opposed to pure sport, because this is also when motherfuckers was literally clotheslining you in midair and motherfuckers was brawling. It was kind of like basketball hockey low key, you know what I'm saying? It was a very, very physical game, which made it not as aesthetically pleasing to watch. And once they started changing some of the rules to make more of the movement free, they saw that more of the money came in. Okay. And so I think the WNBA is kind of at a little bit of an inflection point where they are starting to gain a lot of steam and popularity, and they will inevitably be tinkering with their game and some of the rules of their game to make it more of an entertainment product so that they can pay their players more. Because Caitlin Clark is making $75,000 a year from the WNBA. What? That is what a number one pick gets in the WNBA. And I think by her fourth year or something, or third or fourth year, it'll be like 90,000.
But her Nike stuff.
Yeah, for sure. She signed a 8-year.
That still sucks.
She signed an 8-year.
But you just said these numbers that made me want to puke. I wish let me actually do my timeout. Let me go ahead and do me. Well,
we got 10 seconds, so speak your truth and then start your timeout.
All right. Let me do my timeout, because if we end the quarter, I can't do a timeout. So let me go ahead.
Well, I'd call mine after the quarter ended.
Well, I'm doing my timeout right now.
You call timeout whatever you want.
That number made me want to puke.
Which number?
That $300 million that you said about them Celtics.
Oh, yeah.
That was for playing basketball? And now I found out the ladies only making $75,000.
Now that's a rookie, but it's still a number one pick. Now I don't know what number one picks in the league make, but they make tens of millions of dollars for sure. And their first couple years are guaranteed typically.
Okay. Damn. I'm like,
first 2 or 3 years are guaranteed with the player option. But the women, yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah,
So they are just getting to the point where they're getting enough spotlight where it's like, okay, we're getting enough positive feedback that if we can keep building on this momentum and keep establishing media partners, then we can, at the next collective bargaining agreement, we can say, you know what, these have been our consistent numbers over the last 5 years, or whatever, or however long it's been, and this is what we think we deserve from a money standpoint, and then they should start profit, hopefully, and typically what gets trickled down to the owners, which then it raises the salary cap, which allows owners to pay players more. And then da-da-da-da. Because, like, right now, I don't even think the women are getting money off of their jersey sales, bro.
That's sad.
Which is sad. I'm not sure. I don't quote me on that. But I would not be surprised if they weren't currently profiting off of their jersey sales, in part because the league is just now becoming relatively profitable. They just couldn't afford to.
That's unfortunate. We got to transition the quarter on that.
I know. Maybe we'll come back to it.
Maybe. I think I still got 2 timeouts, I think. I think I took one, huh?
Yeah, you only took one.
No, I thought I took 2. I took timeout, too. So this is my second timeout.
All right, cool.
I timeout after
timeout. Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's right.
So we both have one left.
And it's the fourth quarter. So
all right, so fourth quarter. So in the spirit of drama, and beef, that carne asada, and keeping it going, we're gonna finish the fourth quarter with a quick little check-in on the Kendrick and Drake situation.
Yeah.
So since we last talked about this topic, Kendrick had. Oh, you want to give
concert.
Yeah, Kendrick had the pop out, the Ken and Friends concert on Juneteenth,
live on
Amazon, which was unreal. I was in Europe, I was just getting back from Europe, and I was very, very sick, so I missed all of that. But I caught all them highlights, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
We also, I thought I saw a highlight of Drake actually singing "Not Like Us" on stage. Yeah. Did I see that video? Was that AI generated?
That's what I'm saying.
Or was that real?
Like, you're not sure if this shit is real or not. Like, it's just him dancing to some other shit and somebody just laid it on top, so you can't really know if this shit's real or not.
The video that I saw, it felt like it was coming from from the actual venue speakers, but who knows, right? No one knows. So there was that, and then the most recent development was Kendrick dropped his music video on July 4th, which was the day that Drake was going to be at the owner of Fanatics. I forget his name.
Yeah.
Michael Rubin. He was going to be at Michael Rubin's.
2 days after.
So this is July 6th when we were recording. So when Drake was going to be at Michael Rubin's all-white party for the 4th of July, which he does, I think, pretty consistently every year. So. So let's start with wherever you want to start. Just take off.
Look, man. Kendrick embodied this man. Like, this man has been bodied with this whole beef. I'm just like, bruh. I'm at this point. Of course, I'm Team Kendrick, but I'm like, hey, bro, you okay? Like, Kendrick, we don't need no more. Like, we good. We got the L. We got the W. The W is ours. This is ours. At this point, you're just beating a corpse.
Yeah, you're taking a victory.
This is like passion at this point. Like, I hate your ass. Like, that video was so good.
It was so good, bro.
My man's got all white on in the video.
Because he knew he was dropping it.
He knew where he was gonna be at. Like, he knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna wear all white just to let you know. I know where you at.
Yeah.
I'm at that party too. Like. They gonna play my shit, and I'm there too.
The push-up scene was hard.
He got an owl in a cage at the end. I'm spoiling this whole video. If y'all ain't seen that shit, go watch it now. But you about to get spoiled.
Yeah,
there's so many the artistry of this video is just like taking specific shots. And then he in Compton. I wasn't going down there for that video. We had got a text message like all our folks from Compton was like, "Hey, Kendrick not here shooting this video." We was like, "What?" They was like, family members was like, "Oh yeah, Kendrick out here. He out here." And me and my brother was like, Nah, fuck that. We still from Compton. I'm not going down there.
What was your trepidation?
I've lived there before. I'm not going down there for Kendrick. Shit. They just stole my mama's car like 3 weeks ago in front of her house.
Stop
so fuck
it.
that shit. They out there wilding in Compton. So no, I'm not going down there like that. Just because of music with Kendrick ain't gonna make me go out there. Shit. So, but it was just dope to see so many people out there. Like, it was crazy. He had the major spots. Like, I got that same shit tatted on my arm. Like that little monument. It's actually a monument for Martin Luther King. It's it's supposed to be a representation of the I've been to the mountaintop. Mm-hmm. That's supposed to be a mountain that he was in front of.
Interesting.
So it was an art. I can't remember the artist that fucking designed that sculpture, but yeah, like it was just dope for him to be in the middle of that with the whole city.
Yeah. And
just all this iconic little like imagery.
It was a vibe, bro.
Man, I'm just like, got DeRozen in the video.
Got DeRozen in there. Dang. And you know, and here's the thing, like DeRozen obviously had a relationship. Has had, I don't know, with both, because he was in Toronto for a number of years, which was Drake's country. Like Drake was an official ambassador. He was on the floor in lots of those games. So man, like DeRozen had to make some tough choices, my guy. Like, but not really though, because he's very, because he's like you. He's very is like Compton through and through.
Look, Kendrick, for me, what put the nail in the coffin is when Tommy the Clown came out. That was the number one piece to me that made it so West Coast. Like everybody from the West Coast, that crumping shit.
Yeah, that clowning, crumping. Yeah,
swept this West Coast like a fucking fever. Like everybody had a tail and shit, and everybody was representing. It just when he brought that out. Look, when I get kids in the future, Tommy the Clown coming to that motherfucker. I don't care. We gonna pay, and then he gonna be up there dancing. Like he gonna bring that motherfucker. He usually got a Suburban or some shit. Should be loud as fuck. These big ass speakers and shit. I don't care what they brought in. That shit coming, and everybody like, what the fuck going on? That's how Tommy was. And once I saw that, I said, oh yeah, we won this shit. If you got Tommy the Clown, the Western won this shit. Like, just to let y'all know where all this shit that y'all see y'all favorite artists doing came from. Like, way back in the day. And no one knows that all those moves came from that guy. And I'm like, yeah. Once that was done, I was like, it's battle over. Yeah. But it's just like, the fact Kendrick keep. And then that little intro stuff.
Yeah, I was just about to say, bro, like the little intro piece where he's singing some shit we ain't, or he's rapping some shit we ain't never heard. Like,
it's probably about to be some more shit coming out.
You think? You think he's gonna make a whole diss album? He's just gonna turn this shit into an album?
Maybe. He dancing. He did a little hopscotch on the 10. It's probably 10 tracks that he got, and he gonna release them shit.
You think so?
But if that was the intro to one of them tracks, oh yeah, you about to have a long summer, Drake.
It's already winter, like, and it's about to be long, and that shit ain't coming around till next year. Man, spring ain't coming around till next year.
Yourself for 2025,
it's winter already. Winter's not coming. Winter is here, bruh.
It's like you just like unwoke a little monster, and he just ain't letting up.
Yeah, he is unrelenting in this in his pursuit to humiliate and make it, and not even humiliate, like make it known. Like, make it very well known that, like, this dude is not who y'all think he is.
Taraji P. Henson came out and did a parody to Not Like Us at the BET Awards. Like, came out, and it was solid, good. And I'm just like, damn. And then, like, I seen this, like, I forgot what her name is. I feel bad. My bad for not knowing who you are on your IG, but she had, like, she's interviewing people on the red carpet for BET Awards. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, finish this lyric. Wop, 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 wop. And then, like, and see so many people from different states able to finish that shit. All these different rap artists and shit, different actors and shit able to finish that song. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But we knew, like, it's the first time you heard it, you were like, oh, this is an anthem. Like, this is going to, and this was my beef with Drake, was like, he didn't give us an anthem. Like, he typically gives us an anthem in these situations, but he didn't. He got caught slipping, bro.
Because apparently, like, I didn't know he wasn't making none of the anthems.
That's fair.
He was stealing all of them.
That's fair.
All of his anthems apparently was somebody else's bop. It was somebody else's bop, and he just did some legalese and got your ass in some type of weird-ass deal and took your shit.
That's fair.
Took your sound, took your swag. So, and that's what, I guess, Kendrick exposed. Who is this guy?
Yeah, who is this dude?
Who is this guy? Everything you probably love about him is not his shit. Except for that back in the day, like, them old shits.
Yeah.
I feel like that was some unique shit.
The
that
So
was
Far
his.
Gone,
So
Thank
Far
Me
Gone.
Later, Take Care, that trilogy.
And I'm starting to think maybe that wasn't Drake either. Like,
I don't know, bro. I think
like that was
that version of Drake is so different than who this person is. And yes, we always leave room for growth and evolution. We're fucking living and breathing, so we're growing, hopefully. But like it feels like he's only rapping now in a lot of respects. And I'm like, well, bro, like I feel like, and it almost to me it felt like, and I don't know, but it feels like he got clowned for singing too much, and it was like, nah, I'm just gonna hop on the track, and I'm over that shit. And it's like, but nah, bro, like that's a part of like what. That was like a part of the draw for a lot of people.
He got sucked into what happened to people on the West Coast. Like, if y'all haven't had a chance, watch the Club Shay Shay interview with Ray J. Okay. And he explains that whole like how he got involved in this gang shit. Like, that's the story of most West Coast kids, and you can see it. That is probably the story of every black kid. That you just get intrigued in this shit, and now you want to act like it. But like Kendrick's saying, you ain't from here.
Nah, bro.
So you can't just get sucked into it.
Right.
Like, you don't get a pass because you ain't from here.
Right.
Even if you aren't from that background. Like, in my mind, if you got a 2-parent household and you have an income source and you don't need to be out here gangbanging then. Like, you don't need to be stealing shit, you don't need to be repping no set. I don't know. But when you're on the West Coast, you can get sucked into it. And I think that's where like Ray J like said it so eloquently. Like, they're like, why you gangbanging? Your sister Brandy. And he just was honest about how you get sucked into it. And I feel like that probably happened with Drake. This motherfucker running around with Lil Wayne and shit. He's seeing all this shit. And he just like, and then no one ever questioned it. No one ever challenged it. And once your assumptions get challenged and you make people start to like, look at this. And there's no looking back. One of the homies said, nah, this is in the Drake. They think it's gonna be like the Ja Rule moment. This is what
I was like, is it too incendiary to say that like this is because like Ja Rule was like on top of the world, and then 50 came and was like, nah, bro, he ain't.
We love Ja Rule.
I'm telling you, bro. When Ja Rule and Ashanti come on, like it's like it take your boy right back.
But once 50 made that attack,
that was that. Like, it took him a minute to come back.
Yeah.
It took him
he didn't come back.
Well, no, I'm saying for him to even
a minute. He didn't make nothing.
I'm
musically
saying
he's done.
To even be in the public eye. Like, like we didn't see him again until that Fire documentary. That Fire documentary on Netflix, bruh. And that shit was a failure too, bruh. So like,
he was stranded eating cheese sandwiches and shit out there.
Or no, just craft singles out there.
Like the Lord of the Flies out there, that bitch. You about to start eating each other.
Little baby ass,
waiting for rescue.
Little baby ass domes they had. Yeah, bruh, that shit was a mess. So he took 2 very public L's. So that's why he kind of resurfaced, be like, wonder what's going on up here. And
but Drake is still out and about. I think he is a mega star that could take a hit. So maybe it's gonna be like when Ice Cube was like going after NWA. He was lighting their ass up. Like Ice Cube fucked them up. Everybody on NWA. I think he went after Dre, he went after Easy, he went after the whole squad except for one motherfucker in the crew. It was one dude on NWA he was like cool with. He didn't name that motherfucker on that diss track, on that No Vaseline shit. But they didn't necessarily end their rap careers. But this is a different time. Oh shit. Well.
Yeah. You want to use your timeout? I'll use mine.
We get two out, bro.
Okay, well, I'm saying we get 2 more.
I said what I wanted to say, shit.
Oh, you said what you want? Well, I'm good too, then. Well, shit.
I mean, shit. I said what I said.
You good? Okay.
Shit, I said what I said. Sorry, y'all. I ain't used my timeout. The game over. I don't know if I got the last shot off. Fuck it. I can't call timeout now. Shit, game over.
You came in under the buzzer, bro. It's fine.
Game over. Shit.
Oh man, that was kind of fun.
Yeah,
that was kind of fun.
I hope y'all enjoyed it. Shit.
Same. Yeah. So make sure y'all go out and like, subscribe, share, follow, do all those things. And yeah, let us know what you think about the new format. If you're rocking with it, great, awesome. Also, we are thinking about doing some off-season content and expanding our horizons a little bit, going off the court a little bit. So if you all have any topics that you want us to cover or react to or talk about this summer, leading up to the NBA season, let us know, and we'll put something together.
Well, hey, just make y'all. We're not going nowhere, so don't think this is the last episode for this season.
This is the last episode of season 1.
Yeah,
there will be a season 2 starting up probably in like October when the NBA season starts.
But there will definitely be an off-season period where we're talking about random shit.
Right.
So that's why we ended it on this note where we're talking about beef. We might start talking about movies. It might be
entertainment.
Random shit to keep y'all entertained. You ain't gotta wait fucking 3 months for us to pop back in. So yeah, you'll see us.
Yeah, y'all know where we at. And with that being said,
you know where we at.
Ayati,
stay casual.